Good morning. Let me give you the fancy intro, and then we will get to it. The fancy one. Let's get fancy. Using computers again. Hold on. There it is. Well, that's dark. I have no idea why that's so dark. Not a clue. Why is it so dark? Yeah, it's dark as oh, isn't it? We're gonna move around. There it goes. Yeah. That might be okay. Super dark today, isn't it? I don't know why it's so dark. So weird. Everything's working fine. And then it gets darker again. Okay, this will be fun today. Okay, now it's bright as. Listen, it takes time to adjust and. Let's just get to it. We have time to go over and we're trying to do it. Okay. Listen, yeah, how about we just use the light from the outside, the sun. Everything's fixed. Freaking nightmare. I would just check the mic. Yeah, I would have the crappy mic on. Disaster. All right, cool. Let's go. Rock. Let's get to the ES, and then we'll get into it. I don't know what's with the head cut off. It's like all of a sudden this thing stopped going up. My gut on this whole thing is I actually think that they're going to buy certain names today. Actually, they're going to go pretty aggressively. That's my sense of it. I could be wrong. I think they're going to buy certain names here. That's your move from Friday. And so I got the music going too. Jesus, it's an absolute disaster today. There we go. Got the music off. Wow. All right. Okay. All right. Music's off. This is the camera we have. All right. Let's go. Wow. 8 minutes of computer technology. Okay. But let's get back to it. Woo. Boomer using those internets. All right. So I would start with the ES with the very simple level of can you get back to where you closed Friday on the news? The low so far is being respected. If you look at Sunday and Sunday's open. Since you broke Sunday's open, you have not been able to get above it. Doing the simplest thing of just marking off the dojis of that and of marking off where you closed on Friday gives you a lot of levels there, man. Like a lot of levels just to start your day with. So there's a lot there, and you're actually hitting a lot of it, and you're not breaking through a lot of it. I will say this: anything that I've added to, I'm barely up in, which is kind of interesting. I would have thought I would have done a little bit better so far this morning, but this is the hand that we're dealt, so this is the hand that we'll play. I think that these are your levels that you would start your day with. I don't know that you really want to go back and, and say, oh, well, we could get back down to here and that. I like using levels as close. Like usually I'll go back a week. If I use a 5-minute chart, I'll go back 5 days. I like using the levels after there's a pain point. Like that's a pain point. So I will be hyper-focused on these levels of where there's a pain point. I find that to be the best that I can do. So we're going to start there. I apologize for that music this morning. That wasn't too bad. I've gone through it where I've used the entire video before. You would have thought when John emailed me or DM'd me 16 times, I would have paid attention. So let's go to NQ and go from there. Nothing's broken here. Let's start there. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the dailies because I want to just get to the actionable stuff. But nothing's broken. It is what it is. What you'd want to do is just mark off. This is where the news hit. Can we get back there? This is where we opened Sunday night. Can we get back there? This was the gap fill that we rejected. So you rejected your actual close on that was here. You rejected your Friday 5 o'clock close. This was perfect trading last night, like textbook stuff. Just textbook up over the 1-minute orb was there. You retest that. Your short was there, like just complete textbook trading all night long. For those, as Kramer calls them, the pajama traders, which just happens to be all of Asia, whatever. I would watch these levels more than anything. Is there other levels out there that this could get to if it breaks? Yeah, it's a long way down, really, but I don't know that you're gonna, I don't know that you're gonna get there. I could show you this, but I don't really know that you have any shot at that. All I see, quite frankly, and you can see that area in here, is I just see buyers so far this morning, people picking what names they want to buy. I'm trying to be a little too cute on some of the names I want to buy. I can already tell. And it's probably going to come back and, I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to sit down because I don't understand why this is happening. Unless you want to watch me try to adjust the camera, but that'll just be a freaking disaster. So I can raise the camera. Maybe it dropped. I don't know what to tell you. So that's how I look at it. But this morning, I've been watching. I'm seeing nothing but buying of very specific names. But what is super important? So the one that's interesting to me the most is NVDA. And I think that's where we should go here for a second. I'm going to take questions with the time we have today because I should. I'm going to get closer to 8:15. And the computer tells me on YouTube who shared videos and how many times that video was shared. I really appreciate it because it means that I don't have to run ads, in the middle of that video. Watch the video, watch these levels, screenshot that for yourself today. If I'm going out there and saying, if I'm a hedge fund and I'm looking at this going, I'm behind and they're all freaking behind. And I go out there and say, which one of these has the most potential to make the most amount of money? Who hasn't come out with earnings yet? Who just got billions of dollars in contracts? Who's trading at their cheapest PE in 3 years? Like it's crazy. So I really like this, and I expect this to do exceptionally well today. So let's see how this goes, and we'll go from there. But I like this a lot, and I think you're trying your butt off to set up here. I'd love nothing more than for this to get smoked, but I don't know that that's what's going to happen. Apparently, MSTR is being sued. That's probably going to weigh on it. I haven't read the suit, but that's going to weigh on it. I mean, what are you going to sue them for? For being awesome and making their shareholders more money than ever before? Like I'll read it, but I can't wait to see what little nightmare that's going to be. But candidly, when you see this stuff, institutions tend to dump and ask questions later. So it's probably one of those things where, waiting in getting re-involved is probably not the worst idea. I have a lot of this. I'm going to have to make some life choices. It's not what I wanted. It's nothing what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay, if you could work with me, that'd be fantastic. That's not what I want. What I want is right here. See it? So you have this gap right here. Watch it. See how you have this low? And so what you're always looking for is you're looking for lows and highs, and then you're looking for where they're respected. They're your best support and resistances, not just the highs, but which ones. Like if they're running buckshot, kids still say running buckshot, right? If they're running buckshot all over you, it doesn't matter. But if they respect it, right? Respect my authority. If they are doing that, you want to watch that level. That's a big one. That's a pickle. That's a pickle right there. Getting some buyers in PLTR here. But I would watch this, and I haven't read that yet. It's one of the things I love about the community, people telling me stuff that I don't know, because I can't see it all, 8,000 names. And I own this too. What else is interesting? ZIM, earnings. I didn't read it yet. I would imagine bookings are going to be through the roof. Just to put this in perspective, I own this, but it's one of those names I don't sell, but I do want to go over it. Because everyone keeps talking about shipping, recession. I don't know. Does it look like they're having a problem? And they're a short-term shipper. That's why I look at them. 2 billion versus 1.84, 187 versus 245. So they beat by 80%. Usually they do a huge dividend when they beat. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. Dividend announcement. It doesn't matter because I don't sell it, but I just bought it at like 14, 74 cents. So I'll get 74 cents out of it. Maybe that's why it's not moving. They're like, that's not a lot. The end of policies distribute 30 to 50% of annual gain for the full year 24 company issued $1 billion dividends. They gave $8 last year. So it's kind of crazy what they pay out in dividends. I don't think people really get it. But they pay out $8 in dividends. Sometimes they do a special dividend. One time I owned this thing, I got $17. It was crazy. I think it was, I'll show you when it was, because we were in it with the community. We had the thing. I think it was this, $17. Sometimes when this thing gets going, like some of these others are like 2, but there's others that are like 4, 6. Like it pays out, and it's a function of what they make. So how much money do you think they're really going to make going into the quarter? A lot. So going into now that China's open and everything else, probably a lot. So I expect the dividends to get bigger. But even at $1, if I got $1 on a $20 stock, I mean, I'll take that all day long. Who wouldn't, right? So this is kind of interesting. I think Starbulk is next, or Safe Bulk. They're next, right? They're tomorrow or tonight. So you might want to watch them. Anything that's doing any type of shipping or tanker right now, you're probably going to want to watch. They're all pretty much setting up STNG. So I think that it's worth paying attention to. Just, my opinion, but what do I know? And then we'll go from there. What else? Music's off. I got the music off. Sometimes I can just feel the music. I can feel like dancing. What else do we have that's important? UNH. Yeah, I'll just leave it at this. A lot of people are looking at this and saying, that's it. The insiders are buying. Tyco insiders bought 2. It didn't do a damn thing, and it didn't make a damn bit of difference. And I just want to get that out there. It really, really did not matter to like what they did. It just did not matter. What they were doing was they were actually borrowing money from the company to paint. It's called painting the tape. And they were actually selling hundreds of millions of shares back to the company. So it was crazy, but that's what they were doing. I am not suggesting UNH is doing that. What I would do is I would mark off the level on when the news hit and watch how people act at that level. If you flip 308, you're probably going to run. Like if you flip 308, that means that all the algos and everybody that started their short is now underwater, right? And as always, you guys know to do this because you've been watching these videos. You always drop a level right here. And you drop a level on whenever the pain happened, whether the pain's to the upside or downside, doesn't matter. But by dropping that level there, it tells you a lot, doesn't it? It tells you like where all the players are. Oh, couldn't get near it. You can also use like the pain of the low of the VWAP, and that'll tell you something as well. You can see that's a little tighter in here. It actually will form a little bit of a cloud. You can actually put a cloud between these kinds of names, and it will give you a range. So like a lot of people don't do that, but you can create a VWAP cloud. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I would mark off this pain point in this. So where would you get to? I don't think you're going to break 277 anytime soon, but I don't know, man. I would be like, you're at the level where a lot of people are going to look at shorting that today. And I don't know who in their right mind is going to say, you know what, I need to own this company that's had, 14 different CEOs. One was assassinated, which is like extremely tragic. And now they have this case and they're like, we don't know about this case. Like, you don't have to know about it. They don't have to tell you. So, welcome to the world. What else do I have that I think I really want to go over? Let's take questions because I'm sure there's a lot of questions today, and let's try to get to them and go from there. Music's on, boomer. All right. What's up, Lindsay? Lindsay coming in first this morning. I have no interest in this name whatsoever. It's hitting my, like, here's the thing about it. This is when I become like a stock snob. So like, this is too much now with this thing. So here we go, dropping the desk. Where I'm like, I'm not buying that thing. It's a $4 stock, and it's probably the thing that I should buy because it's going to, rip everyone's head off. I don't know what Jeffries is doing. I don't know what's going on with it. It did hit a volume screen today. Like it's up there. What I would look at is here's Friday. Here's my close. Here's where I'm at. Here's my close. What you have to be willing to do with something like this is buy it and leave it alone. Now, the thing with this and names like this is as long, like if you buy it, right? And this is how I trade this stuff. As long as I close above the previous close, I'm good. And then from there, you just want to watch it. Like if you close below this, you're not good. But you want to buy these things like you would buy an option. I don't know if they're ever going to make any money. There's so many shares outstanding. I would imagine they just came out with earnings, right? So they're probably going to try to rock and roll it. And then I guarantee you there's a secondary coming around the corner that's going to like kibosh everybody. So it's usually just a matter of time before that happens. And, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do another secondary or not. I don't know. I mean, the revenue is like ridiculous. So like you can try it. It could squeeze, like maybe it works. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Space flights, like everyone's kind of over it. I mean, it's kind of interesting, like how much backlash Bezos got on going into space. You can look at it. I mean, maybe it works, Lindsay. It could work, but Yeah, the CoreWeave IPO, they're doing a secondary, right, John? Or they're doing a bond offering. And I think that bond offering, take a minute. Let's see if we can pull it up real quick. What else you got while I'm looking at that? Iran's interesting. Ollie's interesting. LB's and Ollie's interesting. They're going to do senior bonds, private placement, institutional buyers only. Yeah, I don't know why people are so concerned about the bond offering if the bond offering is not even going to, I guess because they're going to eat into earnings. But if they're going to grow, you need money, man. So I don't think that's the worst thing in the world for them to do a bond offering. You usually, if it's just senior notes, you usually don't short the stock against it. You could, but usually don't. You just get the income. Let's do IREN. I think there's better names today, man. The LB's I'm one I want to look at. I think it's going to go. This kind of stuff you want to start looking at. It's just the stuff you. This is the pepper right here. This is the pepper. Kids still say that. I know they do. That's the pepper, right? It just makes so much sense that these names would start lifting because everyone was afraid that you were going to lose. Yeah, I like this. Everyone was afraid you were going to lose. Like all the AI data centers are going to go away. They're not going anywhere. So I like that a lot. Pardon me. Stuff that does this, I like it. I like that a lot. I think that kind of thing can really go. I don't know why that's there. It's interesting. These kinds of names are super, super interesting to me. Put an alert there. I like that a lot, John. One from Chicago. Where's from Miami? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that ugly. I actually think a lot of people are looking at it this morning like, a lot of people were like joking around about it, like, okay, oh God, it's 9 o'clock already. I mean, the bond market's hardly moving. Like it's down, but it's not like nowhere near. This is nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to get. It's actually, and the market's actually getting stronger. I would be super careful thinking that this gets really bad because maybe they bid it up this morning for everybody, maybe, and then they whack it down. I don't know. I don't know that that's what's going to happen. To be honest, I don't see it that way. I don't really see it that way. I'll tell you what I think. I think that people are blowing it off because it's like, okay, you had 100 years to cut this, and the final straw for you were budget talks that failed. That was it. Like someone was saying, a depression, you didn't cut. Great financial crisis, you didn't cut. Recessions, you didn't cut. Pandemic, you didn't cut. Budget talks fail, you didn't cut. This budget talk fails, you cut. Like I think the people are starting to feel it's a little politically motivated. I don't know that it is, but it just seems like the timing is kind of crazy. U.S. has a debt problem. I mean, that's a fact. Like it's a problem. From what I read over the weekend, I read a lot of research. The crowd looks good, but the CEO is scaring me. But crowd does look good. So JP Morgan advise clients to buy the dip. From what I read over the weekend, like these guys will list in order the things that they're concerned about. They do like a top 20 list of things they were concerned about, things that are of interest, right? Goldman had Moody's downgrade at 16. I was like, man, nobody seems to really care about this. I just thought that was interesting. I mean, do what you want with that. I like where it is. St. Pete's is beautiful, man. Like beautiful. That whole area is beautiful. Before I settled here, I'll tell you the two areas I looked at the most were not so much St. Pete's because I like a city, but I really like Tampa. I thought Tampa was really nice, and I really liked Naples a lot, but it was just too quiet. And we'll go from there. What's up, Journal? Yeah, I think people have to look at those cuts too. Like there was actual stuff going on when those cuts happened. I'm not looking at anything that's doing anything like this right now. I'm just not, Journal. Like it's just not appealing. Like it's not my kind of trade. So what I do with this kind of stuff, if you want to look at it, it's 9 o'clock already. Good Lord. We're going to start really getting to 8:15, guys. Like it's going to happen. UNH is getting a lot more volume. Baba's getting a lot of volume as well. UNH is really getting a lot of volume. So is Baba all of a sudden. Huh. What's going on there? It's interesting. Tons of volume in this morning all of a sudden. I don't know. I don't like when they sit on the level. It's like they're eating up supply on the other side of that trade. I like when they're on the other side. That usually means it's going to crack. Sorry. Let's get back to it. They're not my kinds of trades. Like if I'm going to look at these kinds of trades, my friend, this is how I do it, Journal. So I go to here, and then I would go here and just look at the RSI and go, well, what happened here on the RSI? And I would say I'm lower here than I was here. That's not really going to get me in that trade. That's the first thing I would do. You could argue that that this is going up while you're here, and it is, but the other thing that you could do is go out to like 24 and just drop a pin and see where all the players are. Like there. Like, I mean, if you got into the bubble, like, because think about this is like there's a bubble in here. If you pop it, you're going to go. Like, that would be your target. But I don't know, man. I'm not feeling that. I think that's good. I actually think it's really good to pull back. I have like 193 or something that I'd be looking at and go from there. Give me 1 second here, please. Sorry, guys. Completely different, yeah. I like Boeing here. I like that. I like all the. I mean, one of the best looking charts is this. You know, one of the things you guys should do, if you don't, like just to give you a quick tip, there's 414 in here. Helene Meister puts out a free newsletter, Substack. You should get it. Pardon me. Dragon, man. I don't know why. Got 8 hours. Helene Meister put out she puts out a free newsletter. It's actually like it's just charts. It's point and figure charts, but it's good. Gives you like a long-term view of it. Nothing fancy, but it just puts stuff in your face that you're like, oh, that's so obvious. Industrials are just having the crap bought out of them, and they've never looked back. So if you're looking at like Boeing or those kinds of names and you start looking at this, I mean, it tells you exactly what they're buying. Like industrials do not go up in a recession this way. They just don't. Utilities don't do this in a recession. Like they just don't. So more from Houston, more from Miami. The boomer struggle is real. All music, turn it off, boomer, turn it off, free bird, more cowbell. Use your sense, cut the music. Wow, that was super aggressive. Boomer music. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I turned the mic off so that I turned it off so that I can't hear it. Hold on, guys. Dude, some of these comments are hysterical. It's mad. It's sick. Follow me for more technical advice. What's up, Ian? I like it's hitting all my vols. It's hitting all my vol scans. And I think it's going to go, but you know, you're fading at that level, man. So I can think anything I want. See how I'm fading? So I gotta respect what it's doing. What's super easy to do with these kinds of moves is you go, okay, well, when did this news hit? Well, it hit after hours. All right. So if I go here and I drop that pin, you know, dropping a pin from the pain point on like VWAP, it's not the worst idea in the world. And if you can't flip that, I like to do this and just put little alerts there. Yay. What's up, Steven? No, he's not short. You need to listen to that. He's not short MSTR. He's got a pair trade on. It's very, very different. It's very different, dude. You really need to listen to that because people think he's short there. ZIMBITO. I own ZIM. You should do what you're comfortable with. DAC. Let me take a look at that one, Jacob. What's up, Jacob? I actually think it's going to be the buyers again, but I think it's going to take a day or two. And then I think it's going to get super slow into the weekend, like super slow. I think Thursday is going to be like watching paint dry. That's Danos, right? Yeah, I don't know what these dividends look like. Yeah, they're not even on my radar. Maybe from a growth perspective. I know they're a much bigger shipper. I like ZIM because they kick a lot of the money back to the shareholders. And the dividend's huge. It's just way shorter term, way more fluctuation and volatility, but you get paid for it. I'm short the bond market, so I'm the wrong person to ask. For now, they can always get worse. Well, I mean, they're up 100%. Like people look at Hood and go, "Oh my God, insiders are selling." Well, bro, if you were, you know, you just like, let's say your entire net worth is in this stock and it's April 7th, and you're worth a couple $1 million or whatever you're worth, and then all of a sudden, like it goes back to the highs, and you just came out with earnings. Like you're in a quiet period. You can't get out anyway. I don't know. Now the desk is too small. So I never really care about what they're doing with their sales. Like I just don't, because the majority of their net worth, I used to deal with a lot of these kinds of guys, and the majority of their net worth is in this. So like, how can I say this? The majority of their net worth is in their stock. So they might make like a quarter a year or something and be worth like $10 million. You know, you're going to want to access that. Not everybody wants to take out margin loans. Siesta Key is nice. And that's interesting. GLW, I did really well with back in the day. But hey guys, thanks for sharing the video. It shows me how many times it was shared and the people that subscribed, and just keep doing it so I don't have to run ads. This is what happened when it got goofy. Everybody was like, oh my God, because they were the only ones that had it, that were doing it. So yeah, I mean, you're going to need more of it for sure. Baba might have a problem. Monster and Celsius looks, Monster's breaking out. Genjo's violence. Monster's up 20 cents. What are you talking about? It's up 20 cents. What's up, Jay? I think there's better names. I get it, but I think there's better names. Yeah, her. I would get that. It's free, and it's like, it's just such an easy read. And sometimes like I get all the graphs and I look at everything and all like my indicators, and then I look at like one of her charts. I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense. So it's helpful. I would get it. Even if you just read the Saturday one, it's, you know, I like that she does point figures too. I mean, you could try. I mean, you held the top of the control bar, right? I'm sure you already saw that. So you're holding the top of that. XLV, I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't even put my enemy in it. Vaccine news. Okay. I think that they'll buy more here. I feel that way too. Tone. What's up, Tone? When I put the tinfoil hat on, it's like, oh, what a convenient time for Moody's to do this. And then, oh, what a convenient time for Japan to start saying we're going to raise rates, like right into the slow holiday weekend, so that you can get more movement. I think they're crazy to be short HIMs. Like if you look at a chart, show me a chart that's going to triple digits and going to rip people's faces off. Like that's what that looks like. I mean, here's earnings. We were in this. Here's earnings. It ripped. I had puts into earnings against the stock. Took the puts off. Stock rips. Going up here, I'm a genius. They do a secondary. Boo. After that secondary gets oversubscribed, 2x. Look at it. I mean, these are the kinds of charts that like rip people's heads off. You know, and they're like, oh, but it's overbought. Okay. I got jump, guys. EL could work too. All those, like, I think that those kinds of names, it's just like, is it worth my capital? I think that's what it's starting to boil down to. Like, is that worth my capital? Like, if I was going to do one, the one that makes the most sense to me is this one, because it's already setting up, right? So I already have a 12.55 cross. I already have a 22.55 cross. Like I'm already in the gap. I already have a movement. I've already had crap earnings and I'm above the crap earnings. So like that makes sense to me, but you should do what you're comfortable with. I got to jump. Cup and handle. He scares the hell out of me, that guy. He transferred his shares to people. Like the whole thing scares me. ACRH, you're seeing a lot of volume in this today. And I'm surprised it's acting this way. You see a lot of volume here too at QBTS. So we'll see how this goes. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Trade to win.